and maybe 2 at best. Okay? For example, for those of you logged on, go to HispanicReport.com. I was joking about this one earlier. I copied the Drudge Report. I call it the Hispanic Report. We do what we can. Remember, it's all under $19.99. And every time I register a website, it's $9. But if I'm charging, when I was in the college market, $2,500, I mean, I get my money back. It's all about casting a wide net, and it's all about advertising. Isn't it about advertising? How many billboards do you see when you go down the highway? That's all. Did you go to HispanicReport.com? That web page, HispanicReport.com, will never rank high because every link in there is almost outbound because it's a directory. But what I found is that a lot of people bookmark it. That's what I found is good about it. But again, if you click on my picture in the center, it just takes you back to my sites. But again, you set it up once, you never have to touch it again. Okay? All right. Yes, sir.
Very top, where the internet.
Right.
That text there, I'm missing that. I'm missing a lot of stuff based on what I'm seeing today. That's why I'm probably not getting my hits. How do you get that Hispanic report on this particular site going on now? The very top.
Wait, here, let me type in Hispanic Report.
You mean in the actual website?
Yeah, get that.
When you're
Which part? Which part? That? By the way, if you use front page, it'll tell you to put it in the code. Okay? That's when you go to the web design, hey, this is what I want you to put in the headline up here. But if you use the website complete software, there's actually a little tab that says, you click on a tab and you just enter the keywords. And it's really that simple. It just has a tab, you enter your keywords, and it will put it up there automatically. Okay? So that helps. So again, most of these sites are outbound links, but I don't know. I thought it was clever. And then, again, this is the Mr. Good website here. Because a lot of people told me they bookmarked Hispanic Report. And then Mr. Good Web is where I have all kinds of free stuff. Okay? And I do book reviews and stuff like that. And again, even my son comes up to me, Dad, found a nice website. You might want to put it on Mr. Good Web. I look at it and I put it up here. You asked me earlier about the Contact Manager software. Here it is. It's called Sales Navigator CRM software, and it's free. Okay? So you can go to that website, download it, and you're good to go. Okay? It's free. All you got to do is give them your email. So if you don't want to invest in ACT or something like that, just download it for free. I think, Tim, you downloaded it already, right, Tim? Okay. So check it out. There's a lot of stuff on here. For example, here's Asset Software I use. There's stuff that you can do. You want covers made for your book, your ebooks. There's a website called Killer Covers, and they got samples up there. You submit what you want. They'll develop a cover for your book, and bam, you're good to go. There's a lot of stuff you don't have to spend. When you go to the site, by the way, one of the things I love doing is these internet marketing blogs, because you go in there and you find out what all the internet marketers are talking about, what's hot, what's not. Again, I monitor this maybe once a month. But everything from where to get leads, Go Leads, some of the items are here, speaking bureaus. And if you didn't get, I'm promoting Fred Gleek too much, but he gives you 5 free books. Some of the best books I've seen that I think he's crazier than I am for giving them away. At least I charge $99. He just wants your email, okay? And you have to read these books. It's not, putting together a seminar, promoting yourself as a speaker. And again, as I mentioned earlier, these are not cheesy books. I think one of them is like 200 pages, and it's great information, great content. Marketing Dump is all audio, great for understanding how internet marketers think and some of the strategies that they're using. Again, if it's too much, I suggest at least get the books, okay? All right, Sal, what's your website? Let's do this. Sal? S-A-O. S-A-O. TheHitman.com. Yeah. I'm Mr. Mafia. Adrian. Okay, so we can barely see it, but he's got cards. You're throwing cards. All right, you got the Goomba look. All right. All right. So you got no tags up here, okay? You can't see the title, but there's no tags up there. I'm the Hitman, Sal. You got pictures. And again, Sal, this is mostly pictures on your front page. it may get curious enough to want to look deeper in your page. Have you seen if this is indexed yet? Have you checked it? It's indexed? There you go. So it's, at least it's indexed, okay? You got some text. This will help you always right here. Text going into the site. But again,
How do you tell if it's indexed?
you type it into the search engine. You type in your website, www.com, and if it comes up, it's in there. If it's not, it just says not found. Okay? So Sal, again, work on the keywords because nobody's going to search for Hitman unless there's a specific reason. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you want that type of traffic, Sal. I mean, unless there's something I don't know. And since I don't know, I like you personally. You know, I want to make that clear, just in case. Hitman doubling as a motivational speaker. Bam. All right. You know. So, okay. Let me see if I'm on the hit list. No. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All of his buttons were down bottom,
Right.
not on the left-hand side, as
Right.
you were saying. Is that okay?
Well, remember, he only has like one page. There is no left side to him. Do you know what I mean? When you look at people who use borders, you got borders on top. You know how when you click through, you always see the same header? That means they're in the borders up there. You got borders here, so it's always in the border. And again, it'll read from left to right, but this is a pretty plain site. This will show up probably first, this second, third, if the coding's right. I'm not sure about this one. But the point being here, you don't have the contents, you don't have the keyword, and you're never going to get the right traffic, again, unless, you know, there's something else you're doing on the back end that we don't know about and don't want to know. But when you,
So would his good keyword be poker and cheater?
well, that's a marketing thing. It would be up to him to develop his key. What'd you write down for your keywords? Poker, cheats, gambling. So you're going to take that to the college market? Memory? Okay, using cards as a memory tool. We'll work that angle then. Okay, and then do that. Leave out the poker. You know, yeah, leave out the poker. Okay, so anybody else? By the way, I do like that. That's pretty cool.
FindYourIdealCareer.com.
FindYourIdealCareer.com. All right. Oh, yo. Oh, here it is. Too many O's. All right. Nice website. $100. He's proud of it too. $100. $100. So anyway, you got the college. This is good. See, you got the college keynote here. You know, just add some more keywords. College, you know, free stuff for college students. You know, you get the idea. And here you have your collect email. What are you using for the shopping cart? OneShoppingCart.com. Okay. All right. So you get the idea. By the way, I'm not going to keep searching websites. I mean, are there any questions of what to look for and understand? Yes.
Now, I noticed on yours, the Logic, the Speak at Colleges one, you had down at the bottom, you had almost everything listed all over again. Is that for a specific purpose?
For which site?
Speak at Colleges.
Speak at colleges.com. Okay, see my header on top, right? By the way, these are links. Notice that. They're just not words. They're links that take you into the content page. Okay? But what I didn't do is keep the underline under them because then people click it. And I don't really want them to click it. So all the way at the bottom is the question. I repeat. What do I repeat?
Maybe it's at the Logic of Success.
Okay. Oh, I know what you're going to ask me.
Victor Gonzalez.
Good observation.
Is it Victor Gonzalez or
I think it's Victor Gonzalez, isn't it?
What's that?
the Logic of Success?
That one?
No, I think it's your Victor
Yeah, no,
Gonzalez
it's the
site.
Logic. Now, when you scroll all the way down to the bottom, very, very bottom of the page.
Yeah. You see all those articles, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay. Because what's the website looking for? What are the search engines looking for? Content. Now, down here, yeah, look at you. Yeah, Victor, what the hell? Because, what's up with Dad? You know, I realize that this is all right. Because what it is that I got links here, links in my other border. It just, you know, gives me points, man. That's all it does. Because, again, these are links going into the page. Now, I put them at the bottom for convenience. I don't want you to scroll all the way back to the top. You feel me? So I put them on the bottom just so you can have them available. It helps with the ranking. Yep.
So if you do have a lot of articles that you've written,
Right.
would would you recommend listing them all like in a sidebar on your index page as opposed to just putting them listed on an article?
The problem with this, if I can be self-critical, is that it isn't pretty, okay? It isn't cute. It isn't dynamic. And I would say, yes, you're absolutely right. The Digital Diva will probably yell at me for this one, right? She goes, bad form. And I would say, yeah, you're right. But what I do know is that I want to attract traffic, and the search engines are looking for articles. I get so many people who come to the site just because they found an article. So pretty traffic. Pretty traffic, traffic for now. And that's what I go. And so I, for example, if you look at the Sales Asylum, for example, the new one, this is the one that's under construction with the new logo, the 5th generation logo. And again, it has the keywords on top, has me with my silly look, right? And what I did for this one to keep it cleaner is that I put the articles, I've listed a few, right? And then I put them on a separate page like that, okay? Then there's a long list. I'm telling you, people are not going to find that page. You know, I don't think so. They may. But again, the logic of success will drive the traffic. This is one of those sites where I'm going to use the pay-per-click strategy and not try to rank it. One of the questions they asked me earlier was, if you have multiple websites with the one hosting company, how does that impact you? And I stated earlier the following. When you're assigned a hosting, you know, where you park your website, you're given an IP address. Think of your home address, right? In that address, two things can happen. The worst thing that can happen is that you have to share that IP address with somebody else. And if that person does something wrong, the whole IP address gets whacked, and your site suffers, okay? So first thing you want to do is not share IP addresses. When you do a reseller program, you get one IP address for all your websites. The search engines are smart enough. They figured the game out. That if you put all your websites, which are on the same IP address, right, and the content looks somewhat similar, they start moving some up and some down, okay? So what people do is that they put their sites on different class servers, okay? You can go, there's certain companies out there right now. One is called webhost4SEO.com. And what it allows you is to actually assign different IP addresses to your different sites under one account, allowing you to rank more pages higher. I don't want to go through that trouble, okay? I'm happy with where I'm at right now. The logic of success is my big portal, the one that drives most of the site. Again, this is like too much information at this point, and you don't want to go in there yet. You don't want to dive, a year from now, maybe dive into that, different strategies for trying to drive more traffic. Any questions on this one? And again, articles on selling. Every time I name my pages, my subpages, I'm very careful how I name my subpages, okay? Pay attention to how you name your subpages. Don't just say, yeah, put one here, put one there, and everyone has to have its own headline, and make sure the keywords are in those headlines, okay? So jazz singer, something. Jazz singer, something. Something that refers back to jazz. It doesn't have to be in that order. Okay, get it? Good. One more question? Go.
Quick question about your articles. Are those articles that you submit to e-zines or to other people who publish them, or you just keep them to yourself that you publish on your own website?
You know, I started writing the articles, like, you know, something hits you, you get up and you go, I think I'll write an article, right? I initially started using, I used to submit to like ezinearticles.com. If you go to Mr. Goodweb, you'll see the sites there. And then I got tedious. And then after like 25, they wanted you to pay or something, or 5, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not paying. What I started finding out is that my articles are being picked up by other websites that are looking for content. And so they're picking up my sites. And at the bottom of all my articles, I'm like saying, you may use this, just use my name. And what they do is they put their links on them, and then you come back to that link. You know, the link comes back to your site, which is what you want, right? So people start posting different articles on their website. I'm fine with it. I actually had a lady tell me, well, I don't want your article, my article on your site. Why don't you put a link to my site? I'm like, you're on drugs, you know? She didn't understand the game. That it's all about, I'll put your article, I give more content, but it also drives traffic to your site if they're interested. Okay? So you can use eZine. I think there's a, is it article, you used Article Submitter, right?
I've used both eZine Announcer and Article Submitter Pro.
Okay, these are software programs where you put it in and then bam, they blast out. Warning, I think it was articlemarketer.com. If I'm wrong, I apologize. I used my email address, info@victorgonzalez.com. they then turned around and, I don't know, they shared that email with all kinds of user groups. And I remember the next day I looked at my email, there were like 300 articles from other people that I really didn't want to read. And so what I had to do, what was painful, I had to go in there and find the bulk of them and put blocks on them. It was painful. So be careful. I mean, sometimes, you know, the quick hit isn't the best way to get it because everybody's thinking like you. Blast the articles out there. So I'm going to take a break here. Now, okay, we talked about this. Content, content, content. Make sure you put content down there. Write articles about what you're talking about, okay? As I build the new sales asylum, all I'm bringing over are the sales and motivation articles. Not the leadership, just the sales and motivation, because that's what it's all about, okay? Now, register this one. This is a tip. Did you know that the search engines now look for PDF files? Oh, let me hook you up. Let me hook you up. Because what happens is, if in the properties, the next time you close your PDF file, right-click and you'll see properties. You'll see a summary tab. And you load it with your keywords. And when you post it on your website, the search engine will find it. How do I know? Try this. You ever want to find a PDF file? Just put like salestraining.pdf. It brings up every PDF file out there. You ever want to look at somebody else's presentation, like a PowerPoint, because you need some ideas? Not that you're going to plagiarize. But just type in salesmarketing.ppt. Every PowerPoint presentation will come up that's on the web. Okay? I'm not saying you copy. I'm just saying you look at it and you go, I like this idea. Okay? Yes?
Just for point of clarification, you said that the keywords, you create the PDF or can you put it
After.
as,
Let me see if I can.
front page, loading it to the site?
Let me, it's easier to show you. So let me see if I have a PDF file. Like this one right here, it's Atlanta something. I don't know what that is. It's just, you see where it says properties right there on the bottom? I right-click, says properties, right? And right here says summary. Look at that. Title, subject, author, category, keywords, and a description. Oh, yeah, money, because they'll find these. What you do is you upload your program, your one page, your brochures, you upload them, and you fill them with your keywords. And you're like, damn. Look at some of you like, damn, I know. I know. What's that? So what you do is you just, yeah, there you go. Bing. Okay. So right here, you go, you right-click it, and you go down to summary. It's Adobe, yeah. And then you just go to summary page, the tab right there. All right. You go to, and you say summary, and there it is. Right. Wait till you see some of the other stuff I got. Okay. So.
Do the search engines add or do they change the weight because it's a PDF or document? Do they make it more?
It is my opinion, and it's only my opinion, that the search engines upgrade you. And sometimes what you'll find out is that your PDF file ranks higher than your actual web page, right? Yeah, because what you'll see is you click it and say, well, damn, it's a PDF file. They find the PDF file sometimes faster than you do your website. Yeah. These are all little brownie points that you try and add up. You get it? Good. All right. So let me see where I was at. I know what you're thinking. I got to go back home and do some homework. So, all right. So PDF files, name your documents. When you name your document, like your PDF file, okay, if you're a motivational speaker, just say speaker-leadership-program, okay? Because that counts also. The title of your article counts. And when you put it in a PDF file, the search engine goes into your website, and it's looking at everything in your website, not just your pages. It's looking at your videos. When you save your video files, before you upload them, don't just put movie.5.wave. Oh, put motivational speaker video. Because you've seen that Yahoo and Google, now you can hit image or video and search on that now, right? Isn't that another way to be found? Absolutely. Okay, so it's a lot of little things we can do here. Register. Oh, this is good. If you read the Google patent, people who register the domain for more than 1 year, he says, well, because they're registering it for a couple of years. Because if you register for 1 year, you might not have it next year. But if you register for like 10 years, they go, okay, it's a real site. They're not going to change it. Register your domain for more than 1 year. Brownie point. Okay, that's all we're looking for. Little brownie points that begin to add up, okay? Are we good with that? Good. All right. Oh, yeah, okay. All right. So, yeah. Okay. Okay, now let's look at pay-per-clicks, okay? To understand pay-per-clicks. There's two types of pay-per-clicks that I use. There's a lot of them, but the two major ones are obviously Google AdSense, okay, and Yahoo, AltaVista, MSN, which fall under the title of Overture. Okay, that's the program. Okay, and I'm going to show you how that is. For those of you who are not familiar with these pay-per-clicks, if I typed in Hispanic motivational speaker when I did the other day, these are paid. This is what is known as organic ranking. What I am talking to you today about is about organic ranking, how to rank without paying anything. Okay, okay, and then over there on the side, again. Studies have shown that people have grown so accustomed that they don't even look at this anymore. Okay? They just look here. You look at, this is your sweet spot right here that you're looking at, right? Every time you search. So this is good, bad, I don't know. I think this is great when you don't have a ranking. Okay? When your site isn't ranked, like the Sales Asylum, I will use the pay-per-clicks for the Sales Asylum, which is why I'm not concerned about not having as many articles on the front page. Okay? Now, these are my 3 sites. Again, all these are organic. Now, I think I do it on here before I go to Overture. Yeah, let me do it here. This is Overture. Okay, there's Google AdSense, then there's Overture. If you go to overture.com, you sign up. Now, here, this is where the cool part comes in. Let's say I wanted to search the phrase internet marketing. Internet marketing came up 67,000 times, right? What Overture is telling me that last month, 67,000 people searched on that term. Now, if you wanted the #1 position, this is the #1 position right here, it would cost you only $3.10 for a click. That means, be careful, every time somebody clicked, that's $3.10 you just lost. Okay?
Now, is that per hit or per unique?
Per click. Per click, and I don't know if somebody comes back and clicks it again. I believe if you come back and click it again, it won't register it. Okay? I'm not sure. Okay? I'll have to double check that. It's a good question. So if somebody clicks on it, $3.10 to you. Now, if you were to buy this term and be #1, it gives you an estimated clicks. You'll probably get 3,352. It's running an estimate. Out of 65,000 people, maybe 3,352 will actually click on it. Okay? If you're in the #1 position. If that many people click on it, your estimated pay-per-click might be this, and this is what you pay every month, $6,000. A lot of money, right? So that is a high, if you look at a motivational speaker or sales trainer, you're paying a lot of money to get #1. So you got to be really sure that you're going to book. Now, if you're making, like Zig Ziglar, $30,000 a speech, drop $6,000 a month for the top slot, not a problem. I'm bound to get 1 hit or 1 gig out of that. Okay, you see, I got to balance it. So what you begin to find are terms that are not as popular, like it could be internet marketing training Atlanta. Okay, it could be something else, but it doesn't have to be the top one. Okay, now I think, do you want to see this? How this works? You want to look behind it? Because we have an hour. I'm going to leave it for the end. The Overture part I'm going to leave for the end, okay? And I'm going to come back. Unless you really want to see this. You really want to see it? Okay. I really want to see it. How does it work, Victor? Now I got to remember my passwords. Thank you. All right. Let me see. So I go to overture.com, which I spelled wrong again. I go to overture.com, and I get this front page. I log in to manage my account. Okay, I log in to manage my account. I log in right here. I'm in. All right, I'm in. it tells me here I have 382 online listings. Offline listings means things I don't want clicks through. What do I use the pay-per-clicks for? I use the pay-per-clicks when I have a new site or a site that I know won't rank because it has too many outbound links, but I still want people to find it because it will eventually drive traffic to me. That is the only time I want to use this for me. Why? Because most of my pages rank high organically. So why would I rank high and then do a pay-per-click? Makes no sense, right? So this is what you would use. You go in here and it will tell you how much you're paying each month. I set a budget of $100 for that, okay? When it exceeds $100, it replenishes it with another $100. On average, I use about $70 to $80 a month on pay-per-clicks, okay? So start adding what I'm spending a month here. The $79 for the shopping cart, right? The $20, call it 80 plus 20, it's $100 for the hosting, right? And now another $100, it's about $200 I spent a month on my internet marketing stuff. Is that a lot of money? Not if you start moving your fee up, okay? And so what you can do is go in here and actually search on keywords. For example, in fact, let me do something. Go to MrGoodweb.com. I want to show you something. Because how do you know that your keyword is any good? How do you know if your keywords are any good? If anybody searches on them. So what I want you to do, under website development, the middle, scroll down, and you don't need a computer. I'll show you what it looks like. You should see something called, right here, search engine optimization. It says, you see this Overture, Yahoo Alta Vista. It's about right here. Click on that. And it's a backdoor tool where you can actually check out how many people actually signed up or entered that keyword without having to be a member of Overture. Okay, so if you just want to check it out. So what you do is, what were your keywords? You don't have a website? What were your keywords? Website? Was that?
Wedding music.
What's that?
Saxophone, wedding music, love songs.
Okay, give me 2, 3 keywords.
All right, wedding music.
Okay, let's just go with wedding music. You hit the return, and let's see what comes back. So, wedding music came back last month, 39,000 searches for that term. Okay? Then what you can do, Joe, if it's contemporary wedding music, you can also register that term and wedding ceremony music, rather. Wedding ceremony, wedding reception music. You see these 4 or 5 right here? These are the top search for phrases for his business. What keywords do you think he should start including on his website? All these, right? You get the idea? So give me another website, one more.
Radical love.
What's that?
Radical love.
Radical love.
Radical love. Damn, okay. What were your keywords? Radical love?
Yeah, marriage,
What's that?
marriage,
Marriage? What else? Just
relationships.
okay, so we'll try marriage. Marriage, what I would think would be a tough word to rank high. Did I spell that right? 1 R? 2 R's. Okay. Last month, 142,000. By the way, that's high. So, but look at this. Marriage, marriage counseling, gay marriage, and marriage counselor, marriage license. So these are search terms that you can begin to use if they make sense in your business. Okay? Some people think what they use is are certain words that are not going to really resonate. So give me some other keywords, something that...
College career.
College career. College career. College career had 9,600 last month. So what would be a variation of college career? Career development. And this just gives you ideas for what keywords. Career development had 100 or 16,000, a little more, about 4,000 or 5,000 more. This is Overture, so this is looking at Yahoo, Alta Vista, and MSN, okay? These are just rough estimates. A lot of people have criticized these numbers for not being totally accurate, but they're giving an indication at least of what's high, what's not. Yes?
So I typed in extraordinary leader and I got 48 as a count.
Right.
In this seminar, ordinary to extraordinary leader.
Right.
What do I do with that now? Like, okay, there are 48.
I'd nix the phrase. The 48 people, I mean, that's not traffic. Yeah. Now try, There you go. So that's that's why I use the tool. That's exactly what it should tell you. In other words, absolutely. Leader should be a key word. Not a lot of people are going to put extraordinary and those two words combined. So when you want to look at the keyword combination as far as density, you're not going to get a lot of brownie points because only 48 people searched on the term. But if you put in, if I can do real quick, leadership, and then I'll grab your question back there. Okay, let me do events first because Gloria was nice enough to ask first. Here's events. So here's event, and then you got all events is that right? 1.7?
No, she said put in event services.
Events, services. Okay? So we got event services. You're looking at event marketing services, only 476. By the way, even if you take the S off of these, this machine is smart enough to know. Okay? So you got convention, event, planning, service that got 14,000 keywords. Okay? You see? But again, you look down here, event management service is getting 206. This is not a lot. And here's what event service down here we had. Okay?
What about event planner?
Event planner should be high. Okay? Event planner would be at 21,000. So a little higher. But then, event wedding planner, corporate event planner. I mean, these are the keywords. You know when I talk about looking on the right side, on the left-hand side of your web? Well, you can have a bullet point, a hyperlink that says, click here for event planning, corporate event planning, wedding event planning. You see what I mean? And then you get it. Okay? All right. You would ask me for one more, for leadership. Okay, leadership. All right, last one, we're out of here. Again, you can do this at home. And then leadership, here you'll see the different variations. And you got, again, 49,000, but leadership training at 25,000. It's starting to look reasonable, those numbers, as opposed to 48. And again, when you look at keywords, you got to take away your personal favor. Like nobody's going to put in, well, let's look at radical love. Only because that's radical. I don't even want to ask.
But go to the search, it'll come up first. Just don't put it in.
What's that?
It'll come up first on the search, but don't put it here.
See, no suggestions for radical love. In other words, people are not looking for that. So whatever it is,
Let me make sure I understand.
Go ahead. I just can't. Go ahead. I'm sorry. What's that?
So if like spouse comes up like 18,000 times
Right.
a year, what you're saying is that headers and content that has that word will cause
Right.
the site to rise higher.
Absolutely.
Is that what you're saying?
Because that's what people are looking for. And so, but again, it's not about adjusting your site to the keywords. It's making sure that within this radical love, you can use those keywords. You got it. Okay?
So do
All right.
you have a site, radicallove.com?
.org.
All right. All right. Next. All right, we did the show and tell. Link backs. By the way, you got to use this. Writing tools, writing articles is obviously key. We talked about that, right? People begin to pick up the articles. You can look at Article Submitter, Article Marketer, some of these other programs if you like. Press releases are so powerful. That you got to use them. And these free services are just that, free. Okay, you have an option. And they'll even tell you, if you pay an extra 10 to 20 bucks, they'll put in the search engine optimization feature in there for you. But you don't have to pay for them. But this also drives traffic. So if I'm PR Web and I have a page with your article and it has a link back to you, when a page, a site of a higher link links back to you, it validates your site more. Here's the caveat though. It has to have something to do with your subject to be relevant, or else the link is not relevant. So what I did, now don't tell Ruben what I did, but this is what I did. I went to HispanicBusiness.com and they have a forum. Yeah, they have a forum. And what did I do? I registered my profile in that forum. And in that forum, they always ask you to put your website and your email address, right? Well, I went to Hispanic Business and I registered www.hispanicsuccess.com with my profile. Hispanic, big site, Hispanic website, link back. Looked at the email, Hispanic as well, and that's what went, because Ruben gets more traffic than I do. How do I know? Because I go to Alexa. How many of you used Alexa before? Alexa, we'll go into Alexa, just we won't get ahead of ourselves, but you can check who's getting more traffic than you, at least relatively speaking, okay? It's not inaccurate. So anyway, if you use a forum and you write an article on that forum, and on the byline, they have your web page, because you could put your web page or your email, it links back to you. So a site that's relevant to your title links back to you. It gives you more relevancy in the search engines. Get it? Got it. Okay. Again, article, press releases, bylines. And again, you're looking to rank high with other sites. You want sites to link back to you. Now, here's what I did. I typed in, if you want to see how many people link to you, okay, you type in link, colon, your web domain name. Link, colon, your web domain name, and you'll find out all the sites that are linking back to you from that search engine, okay? And I did this, and what I wanted to point out was, and you can't see it, maybe on the paper you can, none of these are my sites. These are all sites linking back to me because they grabbed one of my articles and put it on their site. Get it? So again, this is all people coming back to me. Now, on this one, I just typed in again, Hispanic motivational speaker, and I wanted to highlight, we saw that before, right? What I didn't point out was, the first one is Hispanic Success, the website with the keyword. The second is eMediaWire, a free PR service. Look how high that press release is ranking. Now, you go here, NSHP, another Hispanic forum. That's linking back to me. That's why it pushed it up. So I got my website ranking high, I got a press release that's ranking high, and now I got a forum that's ranking high with my article. Yeah, nice. Get it? Good. All right. The last part, joint venture affiliate programs, okay? A joint venture, partnership to sell something, okay? This is when we get together, we discuss something, and maybe you have this huge mailing list. And I said, look, I really like to sell something. Will you mind blasting this out? And if you blast it out, I'll give you 50% of whatever money we make. Okay? That's a joint venture. Very strategic. An affiliate program is what you can do via the like the shopping cart, where you can become part of this joint venture by signing up a code that's specifically assigned to you. It's like a hyperlink. You put it on your site and say, get this great free software here. And they click it, and they go to somebody's site, and they buy the software. You will get a notification that a sale has been made and money's deposited into your account. Okay? So what I did was, for GoDaddy, for example, bring up a website called, now don't laugh when you start seeing all my websites. Here's one that I said, this is interesting, quickstartcart.com. This is GoDaddy with my private label. Okay? This is my site. What I did is I registered for GoDaddy's affiliate program, right? And then I just used my private label up here called the Quit Start Cart. I just registered the website. So anytime anybody registers one of these domains through here, I get a percentage. So about every 2-3 weeks, every 2-3 months rather, I get about a $50, $100 check. Now you're saying that's not a lot, but it pays for all my domains, and I don't do anything. Because I just pay $8.95 for one time, and remember, it's on my hosting reseller program, so I'm not doing anything. Plus, I can also buy my own sites, I guess discount myself, do you know? So that's an affiliate program, okay? So, all right, so getting back to here, and we covered all four. Look at this program here. The reason I think today is a beautiful day as far as sharing the information, and a lot of you were asking me about the $99, and a lot of you were suspicious about the $99. Raise your hands if you were suspicious, right? You go, I don't trust that, right? Because everybody was accusing of, it's going to be fluff, there's going to be content, and then you're going to upsell us with this huge package so we don't know anything when we walk out of here. But see, our intent was never that. Our intent was always what's going to happen after this, what we call the back end, right? Because we're going to video this. And then what we do is then we're going to turn around and sell that as a bigger package to other folks, right? This is called a joint venture. So what the plan is that you grab this product now, once we get the DVDs made, once you get the manuals, once you get the ebooks, and for those who are not here, will not benefit as much as you, But what we'll do is we'll find people with a big list. It says, hey, do you mind selling this program for me? It costs X amount of dollars, and whatever we price it out, I'll give you half of it. And they blast it out. One email, they blast it out, they make the numbers, and what do? We just fulfill the order, right? And Rick will tell you about his friends who can do all the fulfillment stuff. But again, we don't do anything. A lot of this stuff works. Joint venture, I think, is one of the most potent forms of internet marketing, how to make money, okay? And you got to use it. But again, the basic rules, and I learned this a little while ago when I went to a seminar. I won't name the big name speaker, but I'm talking to the big name speaker, and I told Rick the story. And he looked at me and he said, I'd like to work with you. Do you have product? And I know what he was asking me. He was asking me for this type of program product. And I said no. I've never seen a guy get so turned off on a conversation so quickly. It's like he went, whoosh. Because in his mind, he wanted a joint venture with me, but I didn't have anything to help him sell. What you need to start doing is put together your own programs. It's books, it's audios, it's DVD. I believe in the peacock effect. And that is that what you want to do to attract attention, what does peacock do, right? They come up, right? If you don't have any products, you don't look pro. You're not out there trying to sell something, and people don't go to your website and they don't see stuff because you're developing stuff and really doing things like this, they won't want to deal with you as much. Again, let me be specific. I'm talking consumer to consumer market, okay? I'm not talking about B2B markets, okay? Like, I'm a business, I'm selling to a corporation. That's a totally different game. I'm talking about business to consumer, where you're trying to sell to other folks, okay? But again, a lot of the stuff you have to begin to develop. When you look at the college market, we talked about earlier, as far as getting the speaking gigs in the college market, a lot of it is you're going to make your money on your back end with your products, your books, your audio, your CDs. But you're going to be surprised at how many people will want to work with you when they see that you've done a lot of stuff. And that was one of the hardest realities I had to deal with, that a lot of people won't work with you if they just see your website and it looks like, well, you're not really doing anything. Okay? So you have to become a product machine. And I'm a fan of this. A lot of people just hang on to that one book and keep rewriting the same book, right? And they never put it out there. I don't think you can write another good book until you get the first one out of the way. I'm a fan of that. You got to empty your cup if you want to be able to fill it up again. And what happens is you put the information out there, you put it on DVD, you put it on paper, you get it out there. Okay, let's develop a new program now. And that's exactly what we're going to do after this. You know, once we do this program, okay, let's see what else we can develop, take it to the next level. What else can we do now? And that's what I want you guys to start doing. How do I begin to develop product? How do I begin to sell myself? How do I begin to market myself? So I begin to attract people to me and want to do business with me. Because I'm telling you, I've been where some of you are at. Nobody wants to talk to you. You can't give away your speech. And you just want to make a little bit, just enough to pay the bills right now, right? But again, I'm going to end on this one story. I always love this story. Two guys are sitting at a cafe. No squirrel story. Two guys are sitting at a cafe, right? And they're eating. They're eating some bread, butter, the whole bit, with some coffee. Crumbs fall on the ground, okay? All of a sudden, birds swoop down to eat the crumbs, right? They go back to, talking, not pay too much attention. Again, some crumbs fall off. Birds come swooping back down, eat the crumbs, fly away. So they decide, because they're a little compassionate, to get a big piece of bread, put it on the floor so they can really enjoy a feast, right? What do you think happens? No birds fly down, right? Puts the bread back on the table to continue the discussion. More crumbs fall on the ground. The birds come down again. Why? Why is it when the crumbs fall on the ground, the birds come down, but when you put a big piece of bread out there, they don't? Because we're so used to fighting for the damn crumbs all the time. Right? That when somebody puts a big opportunity in front of you, you don't see it because you're not used to seeing it. You don't know if you can do it because you've never done that. And that is the problem sometimes we have. We're so myopic in our way of thinking. We're so closed in that we don't think we can do something bigger than ourselves. What did I say earlier? Don't wait for somebody to validate you, right? Because it's never coming. So you got to put it out there. You got to think bigger than what you are and begin rolling all this stuff together. On that note, I'm going to end it here. Do you guys have any questions? I'm taking questions right now. Yes?
What's the website? You were talking about the website where we can evaluate our competition.
Alexa. Let me go to Alexa real quick. The Alexa website is spelled Alex with an A. Okay? And what you can do, now again, on MrGoodweb.com, my website, there's a real good article I found on Alexa. Now type in your website there. I'll put thelogicofsuccess.com, okay? But on MrGoodweb.com, there's a good article on some of the flaws with Alexa, okay? But again, read the article, but nonetheless, this gives you a relative measure of where you stand. 2 years ago, I couldn't get my picture in here, okay? And this was like in the 5 million range. So, what does that 1 million mean? If there are a billion pages, starting from 0 down to a billion, I rank in the 1 million range up here, okay? There are speakers that I know that are in the 100,000 range. If you're less than 100,000, you got some serious traffic. So what you can use this is as a relative